Alright, so it's October 20th. I'm set up on public land. This is a spot where I used to hunt a little bit more. Like 3 or 4 years ago, I used to hunt here quite a bit. It's a spot close to home, and there's decent bucks in here, but usually when I run cameras here, nothing giant. That's one of the main reasons why I came here to, well, the wind is right for this spot, but I also wanted to see what was on my camera over here, and some freaking asshole broke the latch and stole the SD card. This is a spot where I've had my cameras messed with in the past. I used to have a camera right here by this cedar, and then that one got like turned completely sideways so it wouldn't get any pictures. And then that was 2 years ago. I have a camera over there that hasn't been messed with the last 2 years, like a couple hundred yards that way. So that guy's probably hunting down in here too. But there was some really good, I was planning on going over there to that, about like 300, 400 yards that way. I actually have a cell cam over there this year. And that, there was a nice 10-pointer, probably like a 3-year-old 10-pointer that showed up there this morning, a couple hundred yards that way. The first time I got pictures of him. On my walk in, there's a ditch over there I accessed and probably made a little bit of noise over there. So anything bedding that way should hopefully come this way. It's kind of like a northwest wind. My scent is all blowing back here, so I came in over there. I looped all the way around this bedding area, came in along the hardwoods ridge right here. There was pretty good sign right in this hardwoods too, like potential doe bedding, but wind's in my face here. We got crop fields up the hill. Hopefully anything down here bedding or in here. This is like a 30-acre bedding area, and then there's a high ground grassy field, and it drops off into more bedding all on that, like half mile that way. But this is a good 30-acre patch of bedding. There's like a 10-acre patch of bedding there here that I looped around where these cattails are. This is a nice little opening where there's some little tiny ditch that in creek that goes through here. There's always like water for them. They funnel through here like crazy. And they got a trail that cuts right through here and goes up the hill. So hopefully something will come out and I should get some footage of it at least. Got some nice shooting lanes here, so yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, I probably got about, I'm not sure the total, but anywhere between probably 15 and 20 trail cameras on public land on almost any given year. And this area right down where I am right now, this public land spot, is the only spot that I've had my cameras messed with. Well, actually, I take that back. There's one other area too. But this area and the other area, the only 2 spots I've had my cameras messed with in the past. So I guess it's the chance you take, but there's just some real piece of shit that hunts down in here too. So there is some pretty good sign in here, way better sign than what I was expecting. Like, this is an area where there's like very little deer here in September, like no bucks I get on camera, just a couple does. And like middle of October, a lot of deer start pouring in here, even though it gets hunted. So hopefully I see something at least. So got about an hour and a half. So it's October 23rd, Monday. 2 days ago, Saturday morning, I saw the shooter 4-year-old out to my right here. He was chasing around a couple does, and I saw a couple other small bucks. Right now, I'm sitting like right on the very edge of a bedding area. Potentially right in it, because there is deer that bed right almost underneath this stand at times. I came in super slow. We actually just got a little bit of rain today. It's starting to sprinkle right now. So all the leaves and sticks and everything's kind of damp, so I made like no noise getting in here. I climbed the tree extremely slow because I actually have bumped deer while climbing this tree that were bedded like no more than 50 yards behind me. I hung this stand here like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've kind of contemplated on where I could put a stand in this general area and hunt. And there's just really no good, perfect X spot where you can hunt without spooking deer. This is probably more of a morning spot too, but there is a field, a small secluded field that's oats this year, like, I don't know, like 50 to 75 yards out in front of me. And I'm probably gonna end up moving this stand next year because this elm tree on it just died this year. And this is a spot I usually only hunt maybe once or twice a year. This potentially might be the last hunt in here, honestly, if I move this stand. I got a perfect, well, there is no perfect wind to hunt here, but I got a south wind. It's blowing right where my ground scent is, because deer could potentially come from any direction in here. So I got like 20 to 30 acres of bedding cover behind me. And like I said, there's a small field out there, a bunch of grass and more bedding that way, but the best bedding is like straight this way and then behind me. And the wind's all blowing this way. So obviously if any does get out in front of me or come by and get out in front of me, they're gonna smell me. But if the right buck comes by from behind me, he won't know I'm here until he gets way out in front of me. Or if he sees me, because this is a pretty exposed, no leaf cover spot. We'll see what happens, I guess. scent is just dropping right down. A little bit after those does and fawns came through, I thought I heard something behind me, like cough, or like, it wasn't a grunt, it was like a cough or a sneeze or something. Once or twice back that way. But my wind has been blowing out there, dropping down, at times blowing this way, and at times blowing back there. So it's been all over the place tonight, so I wonder if I'll see anything else. Hopefully. Well, that's most likely gonna be it. It's getting really dark already. This stand never really produces nearly as good as what I thought it would when setting it up here like 4 years ago. Come to think of it, I've never actually even seen a 2-year-old buck that I can remember. Oh, I take that back. I did see one, like 1 or 2 years ago during gun season here, but yeah, I usually just see a couple does and maybe a little fork buck if I'm lucky, but like I said, I only hunt this spot once or twice a year. I'm sure if I hunted here a little bit more, I'd maybe see more, but this is really intrusive. It's like right in the bedding area. And it's not like a core bedding area where bucks bed like the whole season. It's like pretty hit or miss. And even the cameras around here are hit or miss. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. And I should have probably hunted here early October, because the last like 2 years for sure, early October, including this year, there's been multiple bucks I feel like bedding in here because they're in daylight on my cameras close by. But around this time of year, it usually dries up and they usually shift off to other areas. And once again, that happened this year. I don't know, there could be something bedding in here, but I probably won't be back in this spot the whole year, honestly. And I'll probably end up moving this stand up closer to the field next year, so I can have a permanent set on the field edge where I've been setting up my portable like the last couple years, so I have a permanent stand up there. And if I come in here for a hunt, maybe I'll bring the portable, I don't know. I got in really clean today, didn't make a noise, and nothing's in here.